Good morning, everybody. We are back with another episode of Lowcountry Conversation. This week, we're talking to the Mayor of Port Royal, Joe DeVito. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Lowcountry Conversation. And today, we've got Mayor Joe DeVito, the town of Port Royal. Joe, we appreciate it. We love Port Royal.
I know. So do I.
We love Port Royal. We have a little history. We've been in business going on 8 years. July 4th, Port Royal was our first client out the gate. There was an RFP put out that Van put out. A buddy of mine tagged me in that. The rest is history.
Wow.
8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just another example of how we support local businesses and small businesses in Port Royal.
That is exactly right. Yep. A chance was taken on us, and I couldn't be more thankful. We are who we are today because of Port Royal.
Well, and you do a fantastic job at highlighting what Port Royal is all about. We are different than our neighboring municipalities, but in other ways we're the same in that aspect. Yeah. And it's great that you have always understood that and been able to transmit that and get that message across to the citizens of all of Beaufort County, Port Royal, and beyond, because you and I had a crazy viral video over a year ago that went, I was surprised, messages from California, Boston, all over the place on that and that aspect. So we appreciate all that you and S&K Design, Tony, Sean, that you guys do for us.
Well, we appreciate it. So I want to give you a little platform to kind of talk about Port Royal, what's happening, whether it be Safe Harbor and the work they're doing there, maybe the new stop signs, anything that you want to let folks know about Port Royal, what's happening.
Wow. So talking about Port Royal, favorite subject of mine.
Yep.
So I'm glad to have this opportunity to do this. And if I was going to start with, what's happening in Port Royal, I think the first thing I have to say is growth. I think we have to realize, the last census shows that we had a 30% growth in Port Royal. Wow. Remember, that count is already 18 months old.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about what we've seen in Port Royal in the last 18 months.
Yeah.
So, Port Royal's growing. Port Royal's not expanding. It is exactly what people have always said. You need infill growth to be a sustainable municipality and city. And that is what we're doing here. It's not through annexation and growth. We have a couple of small ones that happen there, but they're infill annexations. It's not growth boundary annexations. Fill in those donut holes coming into there. So growth is where you have to think about it. But when you think about growth comes problems.
Yeah.
It becomes a change, and we have to manage that change to make sure that the DNA of Port Royal is still intact in a lot of ways. One of the biggest things is traffic. Yep. I mean, you hear about it. If you've seen anything that I've talked about recently, I've talked about traffic. I've talked about that our police force is stepping up a little bit on, speeding and reckless driving through our communities, because we are a walking pedestrian community. Yeah. And that's in our DNA, and we have to maintain and make that safe in that way. So we've added stop signs. We're adding some speed bumps. A little stricter on the speed limits that you do in the residential neighborhoods through streets, and that kind of stuff in that way. And it's all in the fact so that our citizens feel safe to get out and walk, because that's what we want them to do. Yeah. Get out on the street, meet your neighbor, say hi to them, have a conversation. That's what it's about in that way. So with also growth comes businesses, which is something we really wanted. I mean, the economic growth. You mentioned Safe Harbor. If you live in this downtown area right now, you've been hearing thumping for well over a week. And that thumping, I made this statement the other day, and it seems to be a phrase it's the sound of commerce coming to Port Royal.
I like that.
It's the reality of what's going to happen. And Safe Harbor, we've been asking, was it 19 years we've been trying to do something with this port? Yeah. 20 years in that aspect. For the past 7, we wanted, it was in the hands of somebody that could actually start doing things, and now we're here. And with that, problems.
Yeah, of course.
There's always going to be that. So we've got some noise issues. We've got some new fences that are going up. We've got travel patterns that are changing. And all of those things are going to end up with a final product that we believe is going to enhance Port Royal. And we've got to get this message out to our citizens. This forum may work for that as we go forward.
Right.
But we know there's master plans coming that the municipal leaders are going to see. And at the same time, we want to get them out to the citizens in that aspect.
Yeah. What we got some new work being done at the Sands next week.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It is exciting. You know, the Sands Beach, the road to the Sands Beach, the parking lot, all of those things, the boat landing, all of those things are, again, things that people know about Port Royal. And they're owned, operated, and maintained by different entities.
Yeah.
One of the things we've been hearing for a while now is the parking lot was in really poor shape. Its pattern wasn't good for parking. We needed more car parking. We have to deal with the trailers in that way. Lots of potholes, getting very rough. So the municipal leaders, city council decided that we needed to pave that parking lot.
Yeah.
So we put out an RFP. We got prices. We chose a bidder, and part of it was we need to get it done pretty quick.
Yeah.
Do you put it off to the winter and let it go through another season of being in really bad shape? Or do we try to get it done? Contractor was able to make that happen. Starts next week. 1 week of uncomfortable use of the boat landing. It's 1 week of uncomfortable use of the boat landing. When that's all said and done, we've got new parking patterns. We're adding spaces, and the trailers will have that. We're pushing back the edges. The drainage will come back to what it needs to be, and we'll have a great space. Remember, that great space will now be available for our July 4th celebration as well.
Exactly right. As opposed to waiting and then postponing that, then it's another year of dealing with
Correct.
that growth that just happened.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And, you know, the reality is what's happening now, what is pricing going to do?
Yeah.
You know, we thought pricing might come down. It didn't come down. It's stabilized. Will it ever come down? But we got a price. We needed to go forward. And financially, we were ready to do so. So that's what we're doing. So we're looking forward to that.
As am I. Not that I frequent the boat landing very often, but I do hit the Sands or in the marina or the boardwalk quite often. And having that away from parallel park and have the angle parking is going to increase the amount, especially since we lost the opportunity to park kind of over there to the right where the community beer garden, which is a great thing to have in the community. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, and we need to remember there are other parking. I know, you know, people like to park very close, but a lot of people, Port Royal, are walking people. So remember, there's the parking lot on 6th Street as you're coming down and you get to the Y. You can make a right turn there. There's a very large parking lot. You can walk from there. A lot of people are parking in the grassy areas on the right and left of the road. Those are all fine. You know, that left side of Sands Beach Road will be a park one day. Will be some organized parking kind of happening in there. Part of Safe Harbor and the town's agreement is we're going to have some property swaps going on that allows us to expand on the Sands Beach Park. So you think about it in that way, we're going to have a beach, and then we're going to have a little bit of an upland park that's associated with it in both aspects.
Right,
so
for sure.
We're looking forward to moving forward with that aspect, with that as well.
That's anticipated to be undone, the repaving and everything, Thursday, correct? So it's a 4-day window, ideally. Weather contingent.
Weather is always contingent when it comes to asphalt paving.
Of course.
It's all scheduled to be done next week. So there's going to be cleaning, patching, and then final paving. In that aspect. The boardwalk will get blocked off a little bit from the Sands Beach, from the Sands boat landing side.
But they can still access it.
Through up along the dry stack storage. There's you can park there. You can walk up along the dry stack storage, get on the boardwalk, and re-exit that way. So we're trying to keep it available in that way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you don't want to take that away. It's one of Port Royal's staples.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. It is in that way. Lots of redevelopment starting to happen.
Yeah.
If you go down to the Piggly Wiggly Shopping Center, Remote Road, Mossy Oaks, Burrell Circle, that area, you know, we're getting a new business, Ace Hardware. You've heard me talk about that. I'm very excited about that. It kind of fits again into what Port Royal is all about. We got a redevelopment, redone retail store in there where they really made a beautiful store in there. We're seeing lots of little things like this happen all up and down the corridor. And we have a study going on to really take a look at that corridor and say what's available and how do we make it more attractive to people to come in here.
You know, to have Piggly Wiggly and Port Royal just alone is huge because they are leaving communities quite frequently. So it's just more of a testament to Port Royal's small town feel. You know, and then that there needs to be some rejuvenation in that department area because it looks dilapidated, you know, because there's some lack of over years, obviously. But I think with Ace Hardware coming in, it's going to create some new rejuvenation.
Yeah, I live right across the street, so every time I leave, I just look over there and I'm just like, oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Especially being here, we always need hardware.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
going to Great Coast.
Yeah. We'll be frequently that quite often.
Right, and parking lots do change, and shopping centers change. I mean, you can see there's other shopping centers right now in Beaufort that if you take a look at, they're completely being revitalized from what they were. You can look at the old Kmart, the Roses, any of those, and see that they can be done. And the same thing is now happening with the shopping center here in Port Royal, and we're happy about that.
Yeah, as are we.
You were just at the joint council meeting discussing the whole corridor, right? And just the future, what you can do with it, where you might move with it.
Yeah, so the joint council meetings between the city of Beaufort and the town of Port Royal, they're great events. We try to do them quarterly. We really enjoy getting together with our sister city and talking with the leadership. So we're working on the redevelopment in the aspect of, you know, outside kind of the right of way. What could be done? What can happen in those areas? And then there's the bigger pictures. How do we do the connectivity between the bridge and Boundary? So our end of Port Royal all the way to Boundary Street. And that's a project we're working together on. So we're going to finish ours. And then together with the county's help, we're going to get together and look at the roads. The town also has a traffic study in place. The tool study is what we call it, that shows how some intersection changes can really advance that. So we have to look at those and then say, are these the type of intersections and the feel that we want all the way up Boundary Street so it has a consistent feel?
Right.
And we'll work with the other two parties to make that happen.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It is. It's very exciting to have.
We've got some new apartments coming in as well. In their development behind the Hardys, there's some activity or some movement that's going to start happening soon there.
Yeah, there's the parcel directly behind the Hardys has activity. Right up the end of Paris Avenue at the preserve. The properties in there have been sold. There's new owners. There's activity there going on. We've got some infill activity in the downtown area. There's smaller 3, 4, 5 lot infill activity. So there's a lot happening in this area. And then you get onto the Paris Island Gateway, Savannah Highway corridor. There's things happening in that side of the town as well. So every day there's new projects. Our planning department and our inspection department is very, very busy. We started our budget workshop this past Wednesday. We had our first budget workshop, and it was stated in the workshop that we may have to start looking at adding more to the planning and to the building department as this stuff happens. Again, as growth occurs, there's problems and things that need to occur with that, and we need to do that as well. We want to be someplace that people who want to build understand that it's a one-stop shop. It's easy to work with us, but we still have to follow the rules and regulations.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, dealing with the town and permitting and those, it's such an easy process. And every time we're doing a sign or something, we submit something to Noah. It's quick. Noah's on the job.
That's what we want to make sure that happens in that way.
Yeah. So the council meetings are live streamed. We encourage everybody to watch those or come in person. If there are questions to be asked, you can submit those prior to Brooke, and they will be read on record. But feel free to come to the town council meetings, and then you can listen. And we encourage people to go to their municipalities meetings because you learn so much. And what we've seen in both municipalities is that once you reach a certain age, then you're really more invested in your community. We encourage the younger folk to get invested, to learn more, not wait till you're in your mid 40s, late 50s.
Yeah. If I was back in California, I would definitely be going to those city council meetings just to see what they were going on.
Exactly, right.
And especially on that scale, just to see.
Just to see, because now you've seen what small town.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you need to be involved in your community. And I started, I'm here now after years of volunteering for different commissions and boards, and realized how much I enjoyed being part of the community, and we have opportunities for that for people. And if you're somebody who wants to be involved in the community, reach out to us. Let us know. We have boards, we have commissions, we have things that you can get involved with so that you can start understanding in that aspect. There's a great program in Beaufort. I'll tout Leadership Beaufort. I have no problems. I'm a graduate of leadership. I'm a graduate of Leadership Beaufort. If you're interested in how government works, reach out to them, look at them, and meet that group as well, and sign up for that.
Connie Hip is fantastic. We had Ian Scott of the Chamber on last week, and he discussed leadership and the benefit of that and how much you learn. And so, really interested in that.
A good number of Port Royal Council members are graduates of Leadership Beaufort.
Yeah. So there you have it. Now you have two people telling you about leadership.
Yeah, it's just good. So, we're real excited here down in the town. Some other things that are happening now, we're getting into our summer season. They're coming Saturday night. There'll be a new concert that's coming out. Come join it. It is so much fun. There'll be some different vendors out there that can serve some stuff. We get the Port Royal Historic Foundation is out there selling items. That helps. That's a big fundraiser for them. So please come and support them. I know people like bring coolers.
Yeah.
Coolers are fine, but remember they're there to support the Port Royal Historic Foundation. So let's purchase from them and help them keep going forward, because they really do help a lot in telling the story of Port Royal. If you've never visited the museum, please, Paris Avenue, go visit the museum as well. It's a great thing to do. We're starting to talk about our July 4th celebration, the fireworks. We won't bring up what happened last year, but we will remember it and try our best to make sure that things go smoothly this year. But we can't thank our vendor for what he did for us.
For sure.
He came back and
that was a good makeup
and did the great makeup in that aspect. Hopefully we can have as good fireworks show this year with that as well.
Yeah.
So, festivals are important to us in Port Royal. I've said it. I said it recently during the Soft Shell Craft Festival. Part of the reasons we own some of our streets is so that we can do the kind of things that we want, simple and easy. Yeah. And we're here for that aspect as well.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, because you don't have to get SCDOT's permission to shut down the street.
That's correct.
If you own it.
That's correct.
Well, Mayor DeVito, we appreciate it. We're very honored to have
Thank
you
you.
on, and good to see you.
I think this is a great forum. I thank you for having us in.
Of course.
And we'll keep doing this in the future. And
Yeah.
maybe we'll have a couple of us municipal leaders at one point and have a little local
that would be
conversation
fantastic.
as well.
I've got a couple ideas spinning about something unique for Port Royal already.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, perfect.
Someday you'll have to tell me.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a good day.